everyone, Joe here from ActionX. Welcome to What's in the Tube, or welcome back if this is your 20th Season 4 episode review for The Rookie. Yeah, let's get it out of the way. My haircut. It's not the best I ever had. It's more like I'm paying off. It's gonna have a payoff, I'll say that. Yeah, my hairstyle is normally very flowy, very very flow. It's like now very short, very it's a bit different. I'm getting used to it slowly, but eventually, maybe a month or so, I'll be back to normal. The normal me. By the time we finish off The Rookie this season, I should be back to normal. Because this week on The Rookie, it's part 2 of our spin-off setup / big event week. Double part event. I will say this. My first impressions of this episode. It's time. ABC, give them the spin-off. They earned it. I am very this. Part 1 was a very nice team. Part 2 focused a little bit more on the characters for the proposed spin-off and getting to see what potentially the environment could be, getting a little taste of that. Honestly, I'm game. I'm really, really game. I think that I'm going to butcher your name. I apologize. I'll get that more akin if you get picked up for your show. Niecy Nash. She has done a great job portraying the character of Simone. I think it's very much not like Nolan, where most spin-offs try to do is they try to emulate what the original show has made successful. Where the only thing that's connected between these two franchises or these two potential series is that the main lead is an older character going into this very young person's profession. I apologize. That is the only connection. But these are two strikingly different worlds, two different strikingly personalities in the same LA. And yes, they are setting up that this is going to be in LA, so there's going to be some potential for crossovers down the line should the show get picked up. I want to see the show picked up. I really, really do. I think not just in the character of Simone, the chief and the other agent. I think those are very much, they're setting them up in they set them up very politely. It's not too strong. You got the flavors. You want more. And that's what I want. Maybe that DNA guy could pop into. Of course, obviously, like any backdoor pilot, they're going to add more characters as the actual show progresses. So it's not just these people. It's just getting a small taste of it. But so far, again, I think they did a great job. They did the event pretty well as they did the spin-off backdoor pilot very well as well. I want to go see more of it. And I can't wait to see whenever it gets announced. Hopefully I'll get announced so we get a whole season of it. But of course, with ABC policy, we'll probably get 13 episodes, maybe at the back 9 down the road. But we'll see how it goes. I'm just speculating here. There's a lot to go for before we get to that moment. But let's go through the Butcher recap and talk about this week's episode of The Rookie. So we pick up where last week left off. Russian Scar has deployed 5 moving vans around the city to blow up various portions of the highway / freeway. Everyone's on edge trying to find anything. Sadly, one does go off. A lot of people are dead. Now the hunt is really on. Gray's in a helicopter with the chief, and it's pretty funny. It's really, really funny to see him. I like the way audio quality is. I am 50% certain they actually were in a helicopter for that scene. I'm that probably was a dope experience to do. 4 seasons in, and they're still finding cool ways to keep the show interesting. That was exciting. Eventually, in terms of this roundabout, Chen and Bradford do locate one truck. Apparently, the rest of the drivers supposedly are not aware of what the hell is going on. I don't remember what happens. No. So I know we get some more scenes between Nolan and Simone building up their connection and building up their potential, friendship down the road, so to speak, their unique bond. And they eventually do spot one of the vans themselves. It's something that's not going to be easily solved, so they decide to get right in front of it and get slammed really hard. Thankfully Bailey and the others show up at the scene. Bailey's kind of chewing on Nolan for why you always gotta put yourself in risk, man. It's really hard to be a supportive girlfriend when you keep putting yourself in these life-threatening situations, which I'm that is Nolan. That is no. Before I forget, there was an amazing line where Smithy, I think he helped capture one of the vans, or he was just involved somewhere. He gives some really good advice, and he's like, "Oh, Smithy, finally, I can respect you a little bit." And Smithy's like, "Wait, what?" I love Smithy so much. I really, really do. Man, I love him so much. Please don't kill him. We need a Smithy episode in season 5. There's so much we don't know about Smithy. Just give him a whole episode. Give him a whole episode. I need to see that. Holy boy. I think eventually the other 2 van gets solved off screen. Thankfully, it's just the one van that blew up, so Nolan and Simone are sent to the hospital to go get checked up. I believe once the levels kind of died down a little bit, everyone's kind of like trying to now figure out, okay, we got the main threat out of the way. We need to find the actual guy. So they're doing whatever they can to find any sort of lead on them. I know that Gray and the deputy chief, they have a meeting with this other CIA agent who's telling them, listen, don't worry about it. We're gonna take care of this. It's a national security situation. We will handle this. And they're like, no, like this is our city. Like, we're not gonna back down from it. And they obviously have a point there that they're not gonna back down from it. Also, I forgot that this guy, the CIA agent guy, is played by none other than Adrian. I fucked up the name. It's Adrian something. I forgot the name, but he played Iron Man in the Armored Avenger and in the Disney XD era of Avenger shows, which included Ultimate Spider-Man, Avengers Assemble, Hulk, and the Agents of Smash. All those shows back in the 2010s. And he also got to play a general in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the first 5 seasons. So he's been around. I've seen him before. Like, it's nice for him to come back home to ABC. It's been a while. I missed him a little bit. So he's keeping some secrets. Let's say that. He's keeping some secrets. He talks to one of his own agents. And, it's like, is this going to be a problem? It's like, no, well, we got this. We'll figure this out. Nolan and Simone get clear from the hospital, ready to return to duty. Simone's dad's chewing out Simone for putting herself in a life-threatening situation. Nolan and Bailey same as well. It's like, yeah, these are 2 very supportive people for the people they care about. So that's I like the bonding scene. I really do. Bradford and the other agent, they come back in to get them back to duty. The agent wants to take Simone again, like, thanking her for her support so far, but she's trying to put it back behind the desk, trying to like help out, trying to weed out where this Russian dude is. So they're gonna head back to the office to go figure that out. Nolan talks to Bradford, who tells him that the big leader like doesn't want to give any sort of information out, so that's a dead end. So Bradford has one other connection that's in the unit, so that could be a good way to get in on that. So they help out on that, so they're off to the races on that one. I want to figure out what else. Sadly, Chen's in the backseat for this episode, so we don't really get to see much of her. Also, I don't even know where Aaron is. Like, where the hell is Aaron? Like, this is a very big situation, and Aaron is nowhere to be found. I'm like, I'm pretty sure, yeah, he's off on rookie training. But I'm like, oh, come on. Like, this is a citywide emergency, and you're telling me you didn't have a single scene for Aaron? I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. What could you do? Where was I? I guess let's go to the office. Yeah, so the agent is driving back Simone, and they got a little bit of a character revelations. Not really revelation, more like a little bit of development where this scene confirms that the agent is gay or lesbian in this case, and Simone is bisexual. So they're just putting that out there because Simone's explaining her history of dating since having twins and being in DC, living in that environment. The agent is more like she doesn't have anyone seriously, but she has, had tons of flings, because that's really the only way you can be able to like keep somewhat of a romantic life going while you're an FBI agent. Because yeah, it is very difficult to date as an agent since there's no really a set schedule when it comes to that. It's literally you clock back in, and when you clock back out, there's no real clock out. Like you're always on the phone, like waiting for the call to get back to work. So dating isn't really in that option. But Simone's like, look, I can manage it. I've done it before. But she's like, yeah, but you were a guidance counselor. If you become an agent, that's gonna be a completely different thing. So again, that's a very valid point. But we'll see how that goes. So what happens after that? I want to say, yeah. So they head back to the office of the FBI office, the official FBI LA division office, and I like it to an extent. We don't get really much into it. We just see mostly all the computer section, which I guess will be one of the sets if we do get picked up for series. So they're just talking about how the environment is, how it really is. Mostly how like the FBI is very much stricken in the old ways of how things are operated. Simone being one of those, like, well, let's come up with some new things. Let's come up with some like new things. And the agent's like, no, like you're very quirky. I'll give you that. And you just seem like the type that the deputy chief might like. Considering the fact that he also wants to make some changes, wants to make some new advancements in the FBI in terms of like actually moving forward with like developments as times have changed, they should change too. And she briefly mentions, oh, there's probably going to be a new unit at some point. It's like, oh, there you go. There's your like reason for the spinoff. Like, she's probably going to be recruited to be like the next generation of FBI agents that are going to be like different from the rest. Which I'm like, look, I'm very happy they just make that a very casual reference. Like, there's a unit in the works. There's a unit, and it's not like a thing of like certain spinoffs. Like when I see certain like they keep just elaborating the point of like what the show could be. Like, hey, like in Supernatural Bloodlines in that episode, like, I think it's like, hey, there's a monster war. There's a big ass monster war. Like, they keep repeating that over and over again. And just the way they ended with that episode, like when Sam and Dean were like about to leave, like, hey, we can't leave. There's a freaking gang war here. We need to stay here and fight. And the two supposed leads were like, or ready to like, no, we'll take care of it. You guys go do your own thing. Like, we got this. Like, this is our home. We have more of a connection here, which it made sense. But like, just the constant hammering it in, like the primary focus for these two episodes were this conflict while introducing these characters in a very organic way. And this was just a very casual name drop. We'll get one more, and that's all they needed to do. That perfectly worked to what this was supposed to be. So besides that, so she heads up to the bathroom. She does it. She visits the boy that they arrested in the last episode. It's also very nice that Simone's character, like, she cares about her student, which I sort of got. Like, if another complaint I'll have is like, if we go to show and if most of the episodes it's coincidentally an old student of Simone's, then I'm gonna get annoyed. But hopefully they're smart enough to know, like, let's not use that trope up too much. So let's hope on that. So they're talking, and Simone's like, mentioning like, we've come a long way since the high school, and it's like, all those deaths are sadly on you since you did create the detonators. So that's not really something you can ignore for the rest of your life. But what you can do is take the life you are going to still live and do your best to kind of redeem yourself in the people that the lives were lost. So, but she asked him for like any details on the Russian scar, like anything and all that could help them figure it out. And he brings up some analogy with a coach they used to know back in high school, in the fact of like when they were talking, he and this Russian dude, he would eat this very specific snack bar with that, but that was clearly in Russian. So Simone says like, well, when you get a chance, when you get a pen and paper, go give me a sketch or something, like something close enough to figure out what this is. So they go from there. So yeah, I believe we head back to the Russian dude who who enters a house illegally, breaks in like in a very like smooth manner. He just busts opens the door, but in a very polite way. He disables the security guard with the phone, and he just casually just picks up a hairbrush and puts it in the plastic bag and just walks out. That's all we want, a hairbrush. Which I'm not saying the guy doesn't really have much hair, so I'm like, I don't know what you need a hairbrush for, but there's a point. There's a point. I'm just trying to make a joke. I'm trying to think what happens next. Oh yeah, Nolan and Bradford goes to meet Bradford's informant in the special investigations unit. I believe that's the name of it, or something else. And she's like, look, the thing you're calling me down for here, it is definitely not. I did not want to come down here for that. You tricked me. This isn't like this can't be done. I can't reveal this information. I can't leak it. And she's like, just because you think you slept with me, thinks that you have some sort of control over me. Look, Bradford got game, even though he doesn't want to admit it. But just still, like, it's always funny. It's just funny. I found that line to be funny. Sadly, the corrupt CIA agents, goons, come in and they take her away to like have a conversation about her potential actions. Let's say that. But thankfully, Bradford drops in a tracking device in her, so they get SWAT involved, and they're able to like blockade those people. So they get the woman back. They let the other agents go after a while, so they head back to the station. Initially, she's like very hesitant, like, I can't give this information away. This would be career suicide, among other things, if I leak this information. And Bradford's like, look, dozens of people are dead because of this information. So if you don't give it to me now, more people are going to die, and those people's deaths are going to be on you for not trying to release this information. She eventually gets convinced, and she reveals that this program called Nevro was basically the CIA's very covert way to not be the most discreet way to take over a city. that in case of any event, that's what the CIA needs to do. So they're assuming the Russian dude was somehow part of it, and then like the CIA, the other CIA agent was involved in this as well. But that's all they know. You know that it was a program that never officially got greenlit, but it was a program that they need to explore. But it never really continued after that. But so they have a direction. Meanwhile, the Russian Scar is driving a car, and he just abandons it in a random alleyway in the city. So he leaves it there, drops a call to the police, and just like, hey, I know the guy is. Go, come get it. So Lopez and Harper show up. They're waiting with Bomb Squad to see if this car is jerry rigged. It isn't. Simone and the other agents show up to help out, and Simone like is very loosey with the information of what she was doing, and the agent's like, you can't do that. Whatever happens in those offices stays in those offices. Like the cops don't need to know about everything that's going on. Which I'm like, that's a fair point, but at the end of the day, it is Simone's mouth, so you can't really say anything about that. So the bomb squad clears it. They look inside. They find the hairbrush from before. So they send it up to the lab for DNA prints. So Simone goes out to kind of just watch it. Just make sure the process is going well. Talk to the DNA guy and just wait it out. She is not that at all. She's very impatient, very much like eager to like get things going. Thankfully, Zeke, the kid from before, draws up the candy bar / sports ball, whatever you want to call it, for Simone. And it's very much as it's very simplistic. It's just the Russian logo and just a very nice design. It's actually a pretty good drawing. Like I'm just actually surprised at how well this drawing is. So she tries to track it down, but because like there's no real Russian people on staff, they have to go through like a specific department. But it's going to take a couple of days for them to figure out what the heck that is. So it's like, oh please, my dad used to work with Russian musicians. Like I probably got something over there. She tries calling her dad. That was a good response. Finds her at the community center where he's helping I forgot the name. Josh and Wesley in terms of just calling the families of the deceased, kind of helping them out in this time of grieving and going from there. So she's doing that. Apparently, oh my god, I forgot his name. Harper's new husband used to know. Damn, my brain is really fried today. I lost everything. I lost Simone. He used to know Simone back in high school. She used to be his first crush, but she was a few years older than him. And then she left for college and never came back. So she was like really bummed out. And Wesley also meets her too. So it's all very nice. It's all a nice, crossing of the potential world, which is pretty cool. Like it's definitely setting up seeds for like future crossovers, that so to speak. So the dad confirms it's this type of candy bar. It's probably in the only Russian deli that's next to the aquarium. So they got a lead, but Simone needs to have some sort of backup. She calls him Nolan. So Nolan agrees to help her out. So they both head up to the aquarium. Well, she goes up to the aquarium first with Nolan closing in. And wait, before we get to that final scene, I'm trying to think, do we forget anything else? No, I don't believe so. Never mind. So moving onward. So Simone gets to the aquarium first, and she finds the Russian Scar dude there. Nolan thankfully shows up in the nick of time. They chase after him while he's running on foot, which I'm like, damn, this is a very poor Mission Impossible recreation scene there. But they're on the foot. The other CIA agent goons are discovering their location as well, so they're going to go after him too. With the orders of, they have to kill this guy, because if this guy gets into their hands, he leaks everything, and it's all over for them. They're all going to jail. Before not Adrian, I'm going to call him Adrian, because like the corrupt CIA goon's pretty volatile. He's about to step out to go to dinner and get the hell out of there. But Gray and the deputy chief show up, and they arrest him for, like, now that he's on their suspicion, like, why would the Russian guy clearly go after you? And you've been very edgy lately with this information. Like, they just include that he was originally in charge of the Enamor program. He shut it down, and he's trying to hide all evidence of his existence because he doesn't want to, get his cover blown. So he gets arrested on that charge alone, just on conspiracy. Let's just say that for now. Nolan and Simone, they catch up to the dude in the aquarium. They go inside. He just gave up. Like, he's just standing in the middle, like, explaining his story that, yeah, he was part of the Enamor program, he was one of the things, and then, he got arrested and then, sentenced and got taken in by the Russians. And he was quite hopeful that if he ever does get caught, that the corrupt CIA agent, Adrian, would take care of his family when he was in jail. He didn't. he immediately just left the country and just left them for dead, which they did die sadly. So this guy, he's just looking for revenge. But sadly, even Simone says it's bad. Like, just because you wanted revenge doesn't mean 17 other people had to die and 34 people had to get injured. And he's like, it was necessary. I wanted to destroy his career. I want him to destroy his legacy. I want him to know the feeling of suffering. Which I'm like, listen, my dad says it's bad. And before you say this sounds really dark on my dad, it has a purpose. Like, don't hurt anyone else just because you have this sense of like you need to hurt people. Like, no, hurt yourself. Don't hurt anyone else. Like, you are your own person. Do whatever you want. That's basically it. But don't mess with anyone else. They didn't ask for it. Like, you don't get to be the judge of killing them. You don't, or hurting them in general. So they arrest the guy. They're about to head out and trying to get back to the station, but the other CIA goons show up. A firefight ensues. They're doing their best to get a couple guys, but there's just way too many coming out. Thankfully, everyone, Bradford and the others come in to save the day. They get them all arrested. They take the Russian scar away to be sentenced, to be in custody. And Nolan and Simone decide to celebrate a little bit. It's like, you know what? You might have a lot of exercise to do to get better at this gunfighting thing, but right now, this is good from, which I'm like, good enough for me. So we cut to the next day. Simone getting a little bit chewed out by the deputy chief, but she even says like, "Well, I helped capture the terrorists. I exposed the corrupt cell in the CIA. I feel like me disobeying orders kind of outweighs the negatives." And he's like, "Yeah, for now, but this isn't gonna happen in the future. Like, if you somehow survive Quantico and stuff like that." I might consider you, down the road to work with you again. And she mentioned, "Oh, for your unit." And he's like, "Damn, I didn't know you had loose lips, Agent something." I swear to God, if we get picked up the series, I'll remember her name. Don't worry. I'll remember. Don't you dare worry. Don't worry. So Simone leaves and definitely just assuming that, yeah, we will see each other again in a couple of months. Like, we will team up again soon enough. So after that point, she heads back downstairs. Her dad's there to pick her up to take her to the airport, as in tradition with their family. He's still not used to the whole FBI thing for her, but I think he's getting around the idea. Like, it's gonna be a slow burn. It really is. Nolan's outside, originally wanting to give Simone a ride to the airport as just a gesture of goodwill of how they work together pretty well. Just because these are two very different areas of law enforcement, they're still on the same team. They're still the same core of themselves, which is great. You don't really get to see much of that in the real world. So once you find something, you take it. They say goodbye in the hopefulness that they will cross paths again in the future. So I would be delighted to see that, and that's where the episode ends. We got to glimpse a preview of a potential segment of this world with Simone. So for me, again, ABC, get the spinoff, order it. I would definitely watch it. Whatever that you call it, it's gonna be like, it's probably gonna have the rookie in it, which I'm perfectly fine with that. Let's get that done. Next television season, 2 rookie shows. Let's do that. Make it a rookie Sunday power hour. Let's get rookie back at 9:00, and then oh god, wait, never mind. I changed my mind. No. I'm not gonna review 2 shows at once. You're gonna kill me. Oh god, I never dealt with that before. Like, in the 4 years I've been doing What's on the Tube, I have never once had 2 of my shows air. Well, actually, I lied. Okay, well, back to back. Like, normally, like, if it was like now we have Walker and Under the Banner of Heaven. Like, Walker's gonna go first because Under the Banner of Heaven is a streaming show. But in terms of like on the air, I haven't gone that yet. So that's a blessing in my books for me. So we'll see how it goes. We'll get that. We'll cross to that point next season. But if we do have to do that, but we'll see from there. But overall, this was a very fine conclusion to the 2-parter. Again, this is how backdoor pilots should be done. Focus on what makes the core show work, and then organically weave in these supposed new characters and see how that flies. I think they did a great job with this backdoor pilot. I want to see more of this segment of the world. Hopefully, we will get to see it next year. So, and Nia and Ash, you're killing it. You're the real deal. So, can't wait to see more of you. But with that being said, I give this episode 2 thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below, what did you think of this 2-parter event? Let's talk about it. Do you want to see the spinoff? Let's go. And you guys, of course, we will be reviewing the spinoff should it happen each and every week. So, Just so you know. So that being said, I think that's going to do it for me today, everyone. So if you're unaware, this has been What's the Two from ActionX, reviewing every episode in the 4th season of The Rookie. If you want to know what we're doing normally, What's the Two besides our Rookie episode reviews, we're currently doing Under the Banner of Heaven reviews and also Walker reviews each and every week after a brand new episode on the CW and Hulu. So go check them out there. If you don't care about The Rookie, your luck. We'll be back next week with another episode review for you. And just to let you know, we are in the home stretch of our current content year for The Rookie. Sad to say, another year is coming to a close. It sucks. Like, this is my 3rd full year doing it. It's like, I'm not sick of it, but I'm also sad that it's coming to an end already. We're going to be reviewing the next 2 episodes of The Rookie Live, of course, the next 2 weeks. Then after the show's over, we're going to go into our Season 5 predictions, as well as the week after that, we're going to be going into our Season 4 review. So we still have a whole month of Rookie to go, so don't worry. I ain't going nowhere, so stay tuned for that. But again, if you're unaware, this has been What's the Two from ActionX. Please subscribe to us on youtube.com/ActionX videos. Ring that bell for notification when our next episode review is live. Please also follow us on social media to stay up to date with any sort of updates we may have for the channel. Like, favorite, share this review if you want to, because it helps us get this out to other members of the Rookie Nation who have yet to discover us. But until we see each other again, Rookie Nation, for those of you who have been watching currently, thank you so much for watching us tonight. But until we see each other again, stay safe out there. Be good to each other. I'll see y'all next week. Sorry, I was thinking of the end, so my apologies. But until then, peace out.